The Nazification of America with the 3 Ks. Oh, Lord, have mercy. This one here is by Antonio Speaks. I will leave the video in the description so that you can go check him out. Let's get into it.
America, America, America.
Right out in the open.
America.
For everybody to see.
And I just want to say thank you for making.
I never seen, other than that flag, somebody always wanting to uphold memorabilia of a massive loss, a L. Like, this is our heritage. The fact that you lost is crazy.
It can't happen. Thank you.
Hundreds of armed federal agents and police, backed up by riot trucks, smoke grenades, and helicopters, breached fences and busted doors in an immigration raid on an entire apartment building on the city's south side. They pulled dozens of residents from their homes and zip ties, including children, some of them without any clothes. They then held some outside for hours and dragged the others into rented vans.
In one way or another, America will find a way to eliminate the problem one by one.
Y'all know what's so interesting about this? ICE can pull you over just because you appear to look Hispanic. What does a Hispanic person look like? That's for everybody's interpretation. What looks Spanish to me may not look Spanish to you. You know what I'm saying? Usually white passing people ain't gonna never qualify as looking Spanish, so they ain't gotta worry about it. But you could be an Afro-Latino. So do I fall into that category? When I did have hair, it was of a curly texture, so people could be like, oh man, he look like one of those Puerto Ricans or Dominicans. Let's pull him over to see if he got documentation. This is an open season on just anybody who does not look Anglo-Saxon, bro. That's what it is. Let's be real. And they always pulling people over when they're on the job site. You never see an ICE raid on like some illegal activity. It's always just people minding their own business.
And one by one, we are being wiped off the face of this earth at an extremely alarming rate.
Heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. I'm just kidding, that's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun, we carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
Oh, are you gonna work in there? No. Then who are you to tell us to leave?
Go back to your fucking country. Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy.
America.
I don't remember the context of that speech right there. What was he talking about? Somebody fill me in the comment section, please, so I can come back and read it.
So this week, I took it upon myself to do a little history project. I wanted to find as many similarities between 1930s Germany and modern day 2025 America. Now, the first fact that I found interesting was that the Nazis in Germany were inspired by America, Jim Crow to be specific. They was looking at America like, man, the same way they doing them over there, this is how we need to be doing them. Now, this topic in itself is a whole video worthy. Now that I gave y'all that fact, let's get into the similarities. The first thing that comes to mind, both have polarizing, charismatic leaders. If you ever got the chance to watch any of the Mustache Man's speeches, you probably pick up on how emotional and how enthusiastic and driven his speeches are. On the other hand, Trump comes...
And yo, for those of y'all who's interested, there are, on Twitter, X, there are videos of the original speech translated in English, and they even capture his tone and everything like that. And you can go and listen to it. That man was a very captivating speaker, bro. He was a very, very polarizing speaker, and he knew how to evoke emotions in people. And that's how he got all of those bad people to go do that stuff to those people whose names shall remain nameless here.
His office more calm and relaxed. Now, the thing that makes Trump so charismatic is, for one, his past. Before becoming president, I mean, pretty much every rapper used to talk about him in songs. He was always rich. And if I'm being completely honest, no bias, at times Donald Trump is funny.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
With that being said, just like the Mustache Man, Trump has a cult-like following, aka the MAGA supporters. Both of these leaders have people that view them as God, their savior, and they can do absolutely no wrong.
I'd rather have Trump as a dictator than Biden any day. It's kind of obvious who knows what they're doing. There is no dictatorship with Trump.
Donald Trump.
Hey, you know what though? He ain't lying. I'm gonna insert this clip at some point in time in this video. There's a video of a bunch of Trump MAGA supporters inside of like a room, and what they think is going on is this: Trump was accidentally recorded saying some foul shit, and they was like, "Yo, does this change your opinion of Trump?" And most of them was like, "Nah," and they started justifying the stuff. It was real nasty things like touching women inappropriately and things of that nature. And they was like, "Well, you know, he's just being a man," you know, and that kind of stuff. Whole time it was fake recordings, but they were willing to give him a pass no matter how treacherous the shit was that he did. I'm gonna put that video in here.
If you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please. I'm asking you. Please save me.
Donald Trump is a type of Jesus Christ. When Jesus breathed his last breath on the cross, they took him down, they wrapped him in clothes, and they stuck him in a borrowed tomb, thinking they would never have to hear from him again, rejoicing that the Savior had been crucified once and for all. What they didn't know was 3 days later when they went to check, the tomb was empty.
If you look at the history of Jesus, it was hundreds of years later before he was recognized, and that's probably the same thing that's going to happen to Donald Trump.
When you see him, the presence that he has in the room, the way he kind of commands the crowd and the way
I think he's been picked by God, yes.
Yeah. Trump is the closest thing to God.
Trump is the closest thing to God, really?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you believe that Trump is picked by God?
I believe so. I believe that Trump is blessed by God. I believe that Trump has come from blessed parents. His parents worked for what they had. His parents made him, molded him to become the person that he is.
Now I want to go back to MAGA. Make America great again. Both of these leaders use the glory days, or you could just say nostalgia. So with Germany, before World War I, they were doing great. Fast forward to 1930, things were not looking so good. So a lot of the talking points that the mustache man used were, we're going to make Germany great again. We're going to go back to the glory days. Do you notice the pattern? Fast forward 2025, Trump's slogan is, make America great again. When was America great? I don't know. It was never really great for my people. So that saying is just, you know, it's wild. Anyway, both of these leaders bring in a sense of nationalism, a love for one's country. And don't get me wrong, it's obviously nothing wrong with that. But with both of these leaders, there's always a distinction between the true German and the true American. The mustache man, he was proud with what he meant by a true German. But with Trump, he does it subliminally. Do y'all see these images right here? These are from the official U.S. Department of Labor Twitter account. Nowhere in sight do you see a black person or an immigrant. And I mean, he could have added in one, but no, him and his followers want America for whites and whites only. It's obvious. And as you can see, this is a poster from 1930 and a current day American one. Like I said, they just keep inching further and further with this mess, man. The mask is completely off. Now, the next similarity we have is the persecution of certain groups. As we all know, Nazi Germany, they were persecuting the Jews. Now in 2025 with America, they are persecuting the immigrants. Now I know it's a lot of discourse going around saying that black Americans shouldn't really care about what's going on with the ICE raids. I can understand the arguments for both sides, but the same way with Nazi Germany, no one thought that it would get to the levels that it went. A lot of these people in power want this country to be white owned. And to add the icing on the cake, Trump has already hinted that he's going to start going at the citizens, and specifically black citizens.
But we also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time. People that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them. People that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together. We had some bad accidents in New York, and they're not accidents. They were done very much on purpose. People being pushed into a subway just before it arrives, going 40 miles an hour. And they're 10 feet away from where the thing is. You get pushed right into the face of the subway train, get whacked and killed. And these are sick people. I'd like to get them out of here too.
Now, the incident that he's talking about in New York of somebody pushing another person into a subway, that's a real case. And it was a black man that did it. And he literally stated, we're going to get these people too. Who do you think he's talking about? Now, the next similarity is the dehumanization. I'm going to use black people, for example. With the whole black fatigue trend, this is an example of dehumanization. If you can make us seem like we're so violent, we're committing all these crimes, if something happens to us, we deserved it. You know, it's actually going to...
And you know what? They're doing a great job at that shit too, man. It's like that birth of a nation shit. You know, they've been putting out bad propaganda about black people since forever, bro. You know, they had to justify enslaving us. Then when slavery was open, they had to justify locking us back up. So they put vagrancy laws in place, literacy laws, all kind of stuff, man. Listen, they just have to make us look like we're bad people, so when we suffer, no one feels sorry for us. And I notice a lot of times when I'm watching these videos on Instagram about ICE raids and things of that nature, the compassion that my people have, they don't have it. You'll clearly see white people in the comments, well, shit, come to the country illegally. Come to the country legally. While a baby is ripped from her mother's, the mama is trying to show her ID. The ICE agent won't even look at it. He's like, nah, I don't care. And he's forcibly taking her out the car. The baby's in the background screaming. You hear black people in the comments like, y'all, this is messed up. And then you look at the white comments, is, here and there, you're going to see a few of them that have empathy and shit. But for the most part, it's like, hey, I don't feel sorry for them. Come to the country the right way, or stay behind over there in Mexico, or whatever the case is. It's like, damn. Y'all evil as hell sometimes.
To make the country better, getting rid of us. This trend is so dangerous, and it's just so goofy that I see other black people feeding into it, because at the end of the day, if something goes down, we're all black. Like I state time and time again, there is no...
And look, I know I'm pausing it. When that first clip came on, when the video first started, they raided a building on the south side of Chicago. A lot of black people here's the thing, they bust those immigrants to the south side of Chicago where a lot of African-American people's already resided, and they put them in the same building. So guess what? There was overlaps. Straight up, it is what it is. A lot of American black people, not even no birthright citizens, people that's been here for 3, 4, 5 generations, were subjected to being raided by these ICE people, man. Like, man, what you doing, man? Nigga, my grandmother been here since the 1700s. What are you playing with me for? You know what I mean? It's crazy. So it is going to be a whole lot of collateral damage.
No such thing as black fatigue. If there's black fatigue, there's most definitely white fatigue. Most Americans, I'm going to put the percent up on the screen, don't have interactions with black people. So all of these black fatigue videos are just cherry-picked topics and videos that they're seeing online. I tell y'all this all the time, whoever controls the media controls the narrative. White people commit the same amount of crimes, or even worse, at higher scales. Per capita. Per capita. It doesn't matter. It's still a set amount of white people committing more crimes. Like, I don't care about no damn per capita. Anyways, this is similar to what the mustache man did back in Germany. Pushed out as much propaganda, putting them in negative light. So when the event came and they did harm to them, a lot of people felt it was justified. Now, those are all of the similarities that I want to discuss, but there are countless more. What I do want to talk about now is how in 2025, Nazis are seen in a positive light. Like the youth, the Gen Z, they love Nazis and the mustache man.
Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday. Shut up. It is Heil Hitler Friday. Heil Hitler on my...
Y'all know what's crazy? If this guy right here get Charlie Kirk, there would be black and brown people who lose their jobs for saying they're not sad for what could possibly happen to this guy right here, which is a slap in the face. This guy right here is just spewing hatred everywhere he goes, and somebody's going to fix their mouth to say, I'm not sad that this happened to him, and I don't wish this on nobody, but at the same time, people should not lose their jobs and livelihood because they don't care that a piece of shit is no longer with us. It's crazy.
How Hitler. How Hitler.
And this isn't even just...
Whenever I see dudes like this, I just see cowards, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way they could inflict harm and danger and anything physical violence on anyone is by use of a weapon, because hand to hand, they can't do nothing, bro. These are the type of people to sneak up behind you with an AR-15 and do something to you at the grocery store or to innocent children. But like going toe to toe with a man, they're not the type to do that, man. These are coward type of people, man.
Streamers or social media people idolizing them. It's actual people in office.
This is insane, the biggest story in politics today, but it's also entirely expected if you've been paying attention to the Republican Party since Donald Trump got into office. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked. And then it got leaked. They referred to black people as this and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about doing this to their enemies and driving them to do that. I can't say some of these things because of social media, but I am dedicated to not letting these people get away with it. So I'm going to show you their texts and then we're going to put a face to some of them. Right here, everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber, said PG. And that person is this guy, Peter Gunta. He was referencing a vote for him to take over this massive Republican organization, and he lost, by the way, and said anybody that votes no is going to be punished. And then
yeah, bro, your mama didn't lie to your daddy, bro. You look like you got some mixed blood in you a little bit. That skin's a little too melanated for me. I know down somewhere there is a Jose or a Jamal somewhere, bro. Get a DNA test on yourself, man. I don't think your daddy is who he think he is.
W says, when do we start bullying, dude? That guy is Bobby Walker, who has other really disgusting texts. And he says, if they vote for us, why would they be gassed? Then AK says, when do we bring that side out? That right there is Ann K. Katie. This person. And it actually gets worse. JM says, can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the blank aesthetic. That guy is Joe Maligno. And there he is right there. Vice President, Staten Island Young Republican Club. And notice all the reactions to the text messages as well. They line up with names, of course. And then Ann K. Katie also said, I'm ready to watch people, you know. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used these words and variations of racial slurs more than a dozen times in the chat. This is William Hendricks. You know, I'm really starting to see a theme with all these people. They all just look kind of similar, don't they? And the final one is this guy named Alex Dwyer saying, he did say my delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person. And then that Peter Gunta loser said, great, I love blank. And notice how Alex Dwyer put a smiley face on that text. He loved it. This is Alex Dwyer, by the way. I highly recommend.
Let's take Kansas back. A bunch of stupids. Hey, no offense, but there was a video the other day that I put in one of my videos. Can't even remember, but a lot of people from Kansas went to the polls and they were closed. To their surprise, they started flooding the phone lines asking why are the voting polls closed today, only to find out that there was no election in Kansas being held. They were trying to vote for the New York mayoral election. Shows you how intelligent they are.
You go read that Politico article because there's far more than I can fit into this one video, but it is truly appalling.
And just the final topic of this video, man, race relations in 2025 are bad. And I will say this, it's mainly on social media. A lot of these cowards do not have the balls and the guts to say these type of things in person. But guess what? The internet is real life to a lot of these people. So if they feel like this online, it can bleed over to real life. Let's take example Halloween night. There were countless people doing blackface. And I mean, come on, bro. Are we regressing?
Massa got me working. And we has never been free. That's what you white crackers don't understand. Uncle Tom's just sitting up here in his cabin trying to survive. And I got these coming after me. All these white folks was copying us like Elvis. Elvis, you know what? He was basically black. This wouldn't have been nothing.
The crazy thing is she's trying to be funny, but Elvis was a thief, and that's what it was. He wasn't creative enough to come up with the music that he sung. He stole that from a black woman. The You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. A black woman sung that song first. It was on tape. It was on the radio. Some A&Rs from the record label he signed to heard it and basically got the same composers from that record to come and do it all over again so Elvis could be on it. That's what happened. Crazy, man. Even in your jokes, they don't hit because they're so stupid.
He wouldn't have been shit if it wasn't for black people, because he went to them black revivals and he really got in the spirit there.
They hate the truth.
Who's gonna win this race war when we finally get mad enough? It's gonna be the black queens. Because have you seen a Shaniqua coming? Where
the f my food stamps at? Okay, y'all hate black people for real. Where the fuck are they? Like, respect black women or else.
I wonder if she left her house right now, how long would it take for her to even come across a black person? I'm gonna guess a while. But yet, here we are on her mind.
How the fuck a big one costs more but way less than my EPT, nigga?
Listen to me. History repeats itself. We got to start picking up on these small patterns. They keep throwing little shots to see how far they can go, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. This isn't to fear anybody, but I just want y'all to stay on your P's and your Q's, man. But that's it for...
That's what it is, man. We ain't got no real ones in office right now at a high level to check this shit. You know, the people who are in office, they support it. You know, I bet you Donald Trump watches this kind of stuff, laugh his ass off. I know he does. But look, let me show y'all this video I was telling y'all about. All right, so MAGA supporters listen to fake Trump recordings. Can a psychologist please explain what happens here?
I want to share some leaked audio. And, you know, this is audio of Trump saying some things, and we need your candid thoughts on what to do, right? This is not out at this point, but we need to have a plan in place on how to react and respond to this stuff if it ends up in the media. So...
Look, I need cameras in the dressing room. You know, cameras on the wall, cameras on the floor, aimed up at their whatevers. I want the best cameras, set up by the best Chinamen. Understand?
Yeah, well, that could be a violation of...
It's to make sure that they're safe.
Safe? I mean, look, I can't be there all day. I'll just start grabbing them. Believe me, for them, not me. I'm a man. They're beautiful women. It's totally natural. You know, sometimes I'll walk in naked. So then we're all naked. I mean, if they file a complaint against me, I can file it right back at them. The Jew lawyer taught me that one.
We need to have a plan in place on how to react and respond to this stuff if it ends up in the media.
Well, this is obviously old. It's before he decided he was going to be a politician. I personally don't care. I just don't care.
See, I like him because he says all. I like him because he says all. I do love it when he says what everybody thinks and won't say. And with that personality goes those kind of comments most of the time.
As a man, I know I've been in situations. We've been in locker rooms. It's man talk. I've done it, said it. They've done it, said it. I've been around plenty of men, professional. I mean, you name it. Every man has said something to the effects.
No, every man don't see no shit like
to
that.
put the camera in a teenage girl.
Hey, bro, there you go, right here. This is a cult. That's what it is at this point. If they are going this far to basically say that what he is doing isn't wrong, imagine what they would do for him if called to action. It ain't nothing different than when the mustache man had a whole group of young men do something to another group of people under the rules of it was a direct order. We had to do it. Well, okay, cool. In their eyes, he couldn't do no wrong. So when he's instructing us to do this, it has to be for a good cause. Straight up. They will come up with whatever reason that they can to justify the actions.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one.
It gets worse.
We'll be back with lots more of Donald Trump. Don't go away. Okay, so am I doing all right, Larry? Because I'm a little woozy. I just get back from giving blood for this paternity test. So what do they have to say? It's for Ivanka. I'm double checking that she's really my daughter. You know, I don't want to go my whole life and find out that she was fair game after all, you know? Your own birth. It's just that she's voluptuous, successful, and, you know, frankly, I heard she's great in bed.
And we're back in 5,
Okay.
4.
Does oral count as incest? We're back with Donald Trump. We're going to be all over the board tonight.
Ooh, this was a doozy.
Okay, so how do you feel about this one?
He's complimenting his daughter, like in his head type of thing.
These are sick people, I tell you. Sick people.
Yes, it's crass because that is his own daughter. He's still a human male. As a male, I do.
Keep all kids away from these niggas.
We're going to start out and I want to share.
I don't know what a complete video is, y'all, but that just showed. I really wanted to hear what those females had to say to that shit. But they have a tendency to protect their own kind. It's no different than when we just saw a young man who tried to attempted murder someone, strangle them and all of that good stuff. And he is going to serve no jail time. The officers came and picked him up from the house. The mother was like, just sit tight. We're going to come out there and get you. Everything's going to be fine. They protect one another in situations like this. So I'm not surprised, guys. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Go check out Antonio Speaks and Antonio Talks. He got like 2 or 3 channels, man. Dude doing all kind of work. He'll be at 100,000 subs no time soon. But hit the sub button for this channel, and I'm going to get at y'all on the next one.